Posted strong first half sales with turnover rising nearly 14% and like-for-like sales up 5%. However, earnings per share fell, weighed down by a 51% increase in shares following last year's IPO. Now, despite this, overall headline earnings grew around 9%, reflecting solid trading performance. And Boxer's interim results are scheduled for the release on the 13th of October.
Boxer put out a bit of a confusing set of numbers today. They put out a trading statement to say that their earnings per share is going to be down somewhere between 30 and 36%. However, their overall revenue is actually up. And it's a bit of a confusing thing because turnover for them is actually up something like 13%, with like-for-like sales being up 5.3%. So they're actually making quite a bit more money. If you look at their earnings is actually up around 9% for the total group. So why is headline earnings per share lower? The answer is because when they did their initial public offering, they issued a huge amount more shares. So essentially, the first set of earnings that was released that we're comparing these earnings to, there were around 300 million shares in issue. That has been increased by like 51%. So there are now 453 million, well, just over 453 million shares in issue, which means that the total money made now needs to be divided by a lot more shares, meaning that the earnings per share comes down quite a bit, even though the on-the-ground actual result is that the company made around 10% more money than it did during the last period. So a very good set of results from Boxer, actually, even though a little confusing on the surface. But worry not, this confusion is primarily due to just additional shares in issue. Otherwise, earnings for Boxer up around 10%.